Hello, welcome back. So we're gonna be playing against Eastern today. It's not too much of a issue today. Like it kind of only impacts the other teams in terms of where they place because we already made playoffs. So this is just an opportunity to kind of see what sticks and maybe try some new strategies.
Yeah, and Eastern has been, unfortunately for us, doing very well this season, so it's gonna be very hard to pull off a victory today. But we're still hoping that we can see some good round plays and maybe win a map or two. So here's to hoping.
Speaking of maps,
yeah,
we're going into our map bans and picks, kind of seeing the same things as per usual. We're probably gonna see Corrodibus, Find,
maybe
things like
split,
that.
but
Maybe depending on what Eastern wants. But yeah, this is not really a big impact game, so we might see Central just a little bit more laid back and maybe a little bit more fun games tonight.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're gonna try to use this game to practice for playoffs. which I think are happening a week after spring break at Akron.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm sure they're going to try to use this time to practice and get better. But yeah, I don't think we'll see any, unfortunately, any like crazy
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah, so we are going to see that corrode pick, and we're going to see defense, which, CMU likes to pick on that map.
Mhm.
And then we're going to be attacking on bind.
I'm
Looks
really
like
happy for that.
Abyss was banned by Eastern, so that won't be our ordinary decider. So I think that leaves
Maybe
Haven or Split.
Haven or
Yeah.
Split.
So
And I think we're probably gonna go with Split, but I don't know for sure.
yeah, probably ban Haven and then play Split. Even if we even get to the third map.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm really glad to see that we are going to start on attack for Bind since we normally don't, and I feel like we play very strong on attack, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
nice
I
to
mean,
see.
that goes back to that strategy of like, I feel like CMU kind of picks defense to get it out of the way because they do better on attack. Like, you have more opportunities to get more rounds in.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Not sure why this is taking so long.
Yeah, they're
We're really between
deciding.
50-50.
Yeah. Oh, okay, and it is Split, so we are doing Split. So yeah, we get to see Corrode and Bind, our regulars now, and maybe we'll see Split if we are able to fight against Eastern. So I'm really hoping.
Yeah, so we're gonna play defense on 2 of the maps and then attack on 1 of them. We saw a lot of improvements and stuff like on Corrode and kind of the whole season on Corrode because we started off pretty rough, but I think we have a better grasp of what to do on that. It looks like the teams are not completely ready, so we will cut to a break and then come back.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in a second. Alright, hello, we are back. We are loading into the maps now. All the teams are getting ready, and we are doing our agent picks here.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna see the same thing. It'll be interesting to see if Eastern kind of mimics it because we're kind of seeing that right now. And we're gonna go for our typical comp. It looks like Eastern's gonna go for a Reina pick, which I don't think we've seen all season. So that's
Yeah.
interesting. She's not the strongest duelist from what I've heard, and she's a very selfish agent. Like she's not very team oriented
Mhm.
like Reina and ISO versus like Waylay and Neon and things like that. So we're seeing a little weird hovering here and there, but probably
Yeah.
gonna be the exact same comp.
Yeah, oh, and okay, we're getting a lot of people changing up
Yeah, we're
their
seeing a lot of
comps right now.
hovering.
Yeah, so I think we are. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell when they select, but it looks like, yeah, we might have similar comps to what we're used to. We're gonna probably see Waylay, which we know that Cloud is very strong on, and stuff like that. And yeah, it'll be really interesting playing against Eastern. They've been very strong this whole time, so this whole season, I don't know if they've lost any games. They may have lost one. So it's gonna be quite a difficult map to win, but we have been doing good on Corrode. We saw on Tuesday that we were really strong in Corrode, so I'm hoping we can take some of those skills into this and be able to use it.
Yeah. So we're seeing like the typical thing. I mean, this is our typical corrode like comp,
Hmm.
and we're probably gonna see like the same things. There's not much more to comment on. We kind of have it figured out. We're gonna see Bimmel hold the long angles. He's probably gonna be alone, and then the rest of the team is either gonna make the call to push or not, and
Hmm.
that'll be pretty much it. It's gonna be a lot harder to do the same thing that we have been doing with a team that is this strong. Like it's a different kind of scenario when it's against like Western and Buffalo, which are a lot more even.
Hmm.
So we're probably gonna see a little bit of adaptation when it comes to this.
Yeah. And also with Eastern picking that Viper, it could be harder when we are on attacking to make some big moves. So we'll have to be aware of that as well.
Yeah, it'll make it harder on defense as well because they'll be able to divvy up the map a little bit more
Hmm.
just because of how Viper's smokes work versus the rest of the controllers. So I don't know if Central is really equipped to deal with this because we haven't seen a lot of Vipers this season whatsoever.
Hmm. Definitely. But I am glad that we are seeing like comfort picks and picks that of agents that we do really good on because that will help us have that base foundation of being able to go into this game strong. We see BeefStroganoff on Fade, a normal pick. And again, like Waylay with Cloud, and Bannable has his normal agent. So I'm glad that at least we're picking agents that we're very comfortable on, so we don't have to worry about that throughout the game. We are just worrying about game plans and how to use these agents in a way that Eastern won't predict.
Right. And I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't try like a different comp or like a different like kind of strategy here because it's like one hand we are getting stronger, we're getting more practice against a stronger team, but we could also try new strategies and new agents because this game doesn't matter as much.
Hmm. Yeah, but yeah, it all comes down to, do we want to hone what we already have, or do we want to try something new and see if we're better at it? And it's just sometimes a tough call to make. So looks like we're about to go into our pistol round. Central, again, has always been 50-50 on these, so I'm really hoping we can see a good, strong start here for Central.
We're seeing like that standard setup I was talking about. Bimmel's kind of anchoring on his own. Looks like Cloud did push up, but on his own, and he's pushing up more, so that leaves this fight in Central's hands right now already. Two players are low, and we're seeing a lot of trades, but it's still in Central's favor right now.
Oh, Cloud able to get that kill here, and wow, this is a strong pistol round coming out the bat.
Yeah, I wonder if Cloud's gonna kind of, you know, chase that ace here.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, or Bannable might coming to ruin it. Oh.
Yeah, there's not much he's gonna be able to do. He's essentially just gonna get sandwiched here.
Yep.
Was able to avoid the blind, but Bannibal's gonna take that ace.
Yep,
And the round's gonna finish. So that was definitely not expected from Central for a pistol round against Eastern. I feel like we've had a lot easier pistol rounds that we've lost.
Yeah, so I'll take it though. That was really cool to see. We had very good teamwork there. So, yeah, very interesting. Just being told that Eastern is this very strong team and seeing us do so well in the pistol is giving me a lot of hope for this.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if there was much team play there. I think Cloud just kind of popped off. Like, he won all of his 1v1s, and in the past, we haven't always seen that turn out the greatest, but it looks like it's working out today.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Bimmel again kind of anchoring, and so he has to run for his life.
Yeah.
If he wants to kind of back off and give sight. Looks like Bannamel's gonna get one and then get traded. Bomb's gonna go down. We're actually gonna see some regrouping from Central, which we don't see that often.
Beef able to get a pick. And yeah, good communication from this team right now. And such fast gameplay here from Eastern as well.
Yeah.
Able to plant very quickly.
Super low. But Bimmel is not able to get it. BeefStroganoff does though, and that gives us our second round, but you can kind of see how Eastern is a harder opponent because a lot of buy rounds after pistol wouldn't be this close, but they were able to make do with what they had, and so we're gonna see a really close buy there.
Yeah, but again, still really glad that Central was able to pull it off in the end. Giving me definitely a lot of hope. I mean, Eastern could be an overall good team, but maybe they don't have that sense of growth as much. So I don't exactly know what's why we're seeing CMU dominate so much, but I'm so happy. Maybe the rumors about Eastern were wrong and that Central is doing great. I will take it.
I think it's probably more likely because kind of in tournaments and stuff like that, I feel like new maps are really pushed away and people want to stay with what they know. And I feel like Central kind of throws a curveball that at every team that we play against because we always pick Road.
Yeah.
And there's always some map that the enemy team hates more than that, so it's picked. CMU had a really strong start here, but it looks like Eastern's picking up just because of the gun advantage. Bannable able to get two.
Yeah, really good back and forths here. We're seeing a lot of trades, a lot of really good trades, so.
Cloud is going to have an upgrade, so that'll make it a little bit easier.
Definitely. And Central's going to really have to play together here if they want to make sure that they don't get picked off one by one.
Central does kind of have a bad habit of that, but it looks like Cloud and Bimmel are playing kind of in an off angle, not trying to make contact first.
And it looks like Eastern's going to try to make their way over to B site to plant. They do have 30 seconds. They might have to speed it up, but also they could make it onto site in time since nobody's going to really be stopping them from getting on site.
Yeah, it looks like Cloud kind of has the intuition here.
And it looks like they're making the call for Bimmel to come join him, so hopefully these two can play together really well, especially since they have the better guns.
Hopefully we can see Eastern smoke there, and Cloud on his aim game immediately shuts it down. So that's a win on Easter's buy.
Yeah, really good to see. We are dominating over Eastern right now, which is fueling my ego since we are rivals against Eastern, and I love to see us winning. So, yeah.
Yeah, that'll put us on our buy and force Eastern into another save, which makes it even more likely that we get another round in. And I feel like if we do, Eastern's probably going to call that timeout before their full buy and try and change something. And then we're also getting to the point where we have some ult on the board.
Yeah, I did hear, I don't fully know because I'm not at Eastern, but I did hear that Eastern changed up their team a lot recently. So I am wondering if that's impacting gameplay. I heard that was making their team better though, so I don't really know. But I am so glad that we are having really strong teamwork during this. And it looks like Eastern's gonna play more split up this time.
Hopefully Central keeps the patience they've been having and doesn't walk in to their offense.
Yeah. It is interesting, Eastern trying to throw off CMU by playing fast and then slow and then fast. Especially on this save, they're probably just trying to kill off as many members of CMU as possible. So we're kind of seeing that gameplay come into here.
Yeah, a thing to note is we keep seeing Central kind of regroup with each other, which is something that we don't see that often. So it's a good thing that they're very conscious of it going into this game, and probably is a factor of their success because we've also seen a lot more patients like Cloud and Hound have not moved at all. Ooh. And we're going to see really good util usage from Cloud.
Yeah, beautiful.
Able to win that 1v1.
Unfortunately getting picked later, but yeah, Cloud and Hound really popping off right now.
They're going to try and go for that gun upgrade, but they're just a little hesitant, and that's going to cost them.
Yes, they are able to plant. But yeah, it is now a 3v2. We have the numbers advantage, hoping to use that.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of grouping here from Central, so that's going to make this fight just a little bit easier, but the map is very divided.
Oh.
And that's a really good crossfire from Central.
Really good play there.
So we're probably going to see that timeout pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they have not called it yet. But yeah, we're gonna just move into this next round, and yeah, our comedy should be good. And it seems like our team, since this is a less of a pressure game, we do hear them celebrating in the other room already. I think I am wondering if this is kind of changing how our team is playing now that there isn't the pressure of playoffs looming over their head. Now that we've already made it, they might just be trying to have fun with this game more. And it looks like Eastern's gonna go more towards B this time. And Central does have 3 agents there, so they're kind of ready for it.
We're gonna see how to immediately shut down that ult from Eastern, and it's just, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
So that'll leave 2 Eastern players, well, technically one Eastern player just kind of running towards the site. The bomb is locked down by Central, and it's not looking great.
Yeah. Just crazy. Good mechanical skill that we are seeing here. And Hound and Bimmel are going to work together there and be able to pick off that last member. And it is already a 0-5. Eastern has nothing on us.
Yeah, that's going to force Eastern
into another save. Another save, yes, not buy. Another save. Oh my gosh. I wish we should be able to win this next round as well. Oh, and we are seeing that timeout there.
I'm surprised they're calling the timeout now when they're saving. You would think you would want to have your strategy for when you're ready to execute it. But I don't know. Coming from Eastern, they're just kind of losing their 1v1s, and they're pushing into like multiple Central players at once. So they might just try and go mid, because they haven't really done that before. Yeah. They're just trying to push the sites really slowly, so I expect they're probably going to change either their tempo or they're going to go through mid. Because I feel like getting that first blood, the first pick, really helps kind of aid your decision on which site to go to, so I would also predict them trying to seek that out.
Yeah, and this begs the question yet again, has Eastern played on Corrode a lot? Because from the game plans I've kind of been seeing from them, it almost is leaning me more towards no. Because, yeah, they have not tried mid. And they've kind of been trying the same game plan we see on other maps, but it doesn't always work for Corrode. So, I think Eastern definitely has to switch some things up here if they do want to eventually win some of these rounds, because what they're doing is just not working. And Central is seeing right through their plan every single time.
It looks like, contrary to what we think, they are just going to go for a full push towards A.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have visuals right now, but
that's a little interesting, but I guess it's better to group up, especially on save, so we're going to see them just kind of march onto site.
I'm sure they are trying to, yet again, just get kill as many CMU players as possible here. And yeah, we are just seeing better technical skills here from CMU. We see Cloud, their crosshairs lining up perfectly here, able to pick off these members.
weirdly enough, Eastern does invest a Viper's Pit on a save round, trying to make the most of this, but it could be a detrimental decision.
Yeah. We have seen some of these save rounds be very close between Central and Eastern, so maybe they thought this was a good investment since maybe they think if they take it one step further with using util that they will be able to get this win.
Bimmel's able to kind of sniff out where the Viper is, but there's not much they can do unless they finally take her down.
Yeah.
Hound is able to recover. That makes the Viper's Pit go down, and that just leaves one player. One Central player should defuse and the rest should fight.
Yep, and they just send Bimmel out, and again we're seeing that technical skill where he's able to pick off that Eastern player. I love the confidence that CMU had sending just Bimmel out, and he was like, yeah, I got this, and he was able to kill off that member there. And yeah, it is already a 6-0. CMU again is still dominating over Eastern, and we have been just destroying them. Eastern does have their economy recovered, though.
Yeah, so maybe we're going to see their actual strategy more come into play, unless their strategy was to use the Viper's Pit, but I would be very skeptical of that, because you kind of want to save for when the playing field is a little bit more even, so maybe we'll see a switch up coming from Eastern in this round.
And we do have a couple of ults on the board, so we're definitely going to see some more of this util mid-game. So we could see some different types of game changers here going into this. And we already are seeing trades. Looks like Eastern is trying to go up the middle a little bit, but they're very spread out here, which is an interesting choice, since we have not seen them do too well with those 1v1s. Well, unfortunately, Cloud getting picked, making it a 3v3, but they do know where all three of the members, where two of the members are. Both teams checking their corners, making sure they're not caught off guard.
Yeah, it would be really great if Bimmel could get these last 2 kills, because that'll put his ult online, and that would be great.
Bimmel could get pinched here if he does not play this right. And unfortunately, oh wait, no, he does. He plays this right. He's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I almost misread that. And will he be able to get this last player?
30 seconds left.
Oh, unfortunately, he does not. But hey, he was able to get the first one, so good trade there. And it looks like they are able to plant. These 2 Eastern members are gonna have to play together if they want to win this, and Central is too.
One enemy remaining.
Central gets picked, and it looks like if Eastern is able to hold this well, it could be their first victory here. First round 1. Hound is gonna have to check every single angle.
Yeah, it's almost an impossible task. But Eastern players are spread up here,
Enemy remaining.
so he's
think
not
Count
looking the
isn't
right.
gonna look.
Oh,
he hears the footsteps.
He got it.
Oh my gosh! Beautiful from Hound. I am shocked that Eastern did not play that more together. I feel like they had the angle to do it, but they were not able to pull it off. And Hound saw through where the other Eastern member was and was able to defuse, giving us another win. 7-0.
Yeah, I was nervous for Hound in the beginning because it's a 2v1. Like, you know, statistically, if they get traded, then you're dead, and then they win. But for some reason, they decided to split up there, and that made it. Because usually your goal here is to isolate the 2 of the members, but Eastern did the isolation for him. So he really didn't have to do anything except hit their shots, and then Eastern came out of both chokes not looking in the right direction whatsoever, and it just made it that much more easy. We are going to see Eastern finally pivot to going down mid and kind of just trying to get a kill wherever they can. We're really spread out across the map, and we're gonna
see that
actually, yeah, we're actually gonna get one through all killing BeefStroganoff in spawn, which
unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely could have been used for a post plant, but
and Cloud could get pinched here as well. He's gonna have to. Oh, and Cloud is getting out of this pinch with his aim. The Viper not expecting it. It's so crazy every time. Eastern is so close to pinching our players, and we read right through it every time.
Yeah, and it's just The mechanical skill is really lacking from Eastern.
Yeah, and we are again just dominating. I think the rumors that I heard about Eastern were wrong. We are better than them. So, our mechanical skills seem to be peak, and we have been having some crazy teamwork. So, I'm very happy with how this is going.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll, like, I wonder if it's just the familiarness of the map, or maybe Eastern will keep performing this way when we go to bind. It's just something to think about. Because how much of this can you really attribute to just map knowledge? Because they aren't really playing together and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I do notice that Eastern, which this is a little bit of luck on our side, but Eastern not looking where they need to be looking at the right time. Oh, but we are seeing Eastern popping off here. Able to kill 4 of our members, leaving just Hound left, and he falls.
Yeah, so that was a really fast round. Lots of things done with the Guardian, and I guess maybe we got a little bit caught up in our lead.
Yeah.
We didn't really take our time.
I guess Eastern can win 1 round. I guess that's fine. But I'm hoping that Central won't let this loss discourage us. We're creeping up to match point. We need to keep that stamina.
Yeah, and we're gonna switch soon, so Central should try and get in as many rounds as they can.
Yeah, especially since that Viper can be quite pesky when you're trying to play attack.
Yeah, really good movement there from Eastern. Just a very anti-Bimmel movement there, especially with the operator.
Yeah, you gotta protect that gun. Yeah, it looks like Eastern's trying that up the mid strat again, which it did work last time, so I can see them doing it.
Yeah, BeefStroganoff's been caught in an awful position. And Eastern's kind of ramping up the tempo a little bit.
It seems like they have figured out what the strat is and how they are able to get past CMU. And that is not looking too good for us. We are going to need to adapt here.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot more together these past 2 rounds.
And I'm feeling the confidence boost from Eastern here. They're like, we got it, we figured it out. So, CMU is going to have to play very carefully here. And these next few rounds. Figure out what's going on. Get a new plan going, because we can't let Eastern keep winning these if we want to, when we are switching.
It looks like Eastern's just kind of seeking out Bimmel here. He's probably trying to save the operator.
Yeah.
Not much he can do here in a 1v3, and a gun that's not super great for close combat.
Oh yeah, and unfortunately he is just, there's too many openings there, too many doors to watch, and they're not able to pick off one before he gets taken out. And we are going, it is now 8-2. We both have pretty even buys, so couldn't see anything from this round. Hopefully Central is going to be able to adapt to whatever Eastern figured out, whatever is working. So
I think it's mostly just teamwork. We saw a lot more grouping, and that makes it a lot harder for like aimers like Cloud and Bimmel to pop off if they're not coming in one by one. Like, it makes the fight just that more unfair, and that's how they were succeeding, is that Eastern was essentially isolating themselves, which made it really easy to win an almost impossible fight.
Yeah, and unfortunately we're seeing that teamwork yet again. Both sides were trying to do a team play, and it unfortunately came out on top with Eastern.
Yeah, we just see Central kind of regrouping here. Probably gonna have all 3 members, and Eastern is just kind of moving and like acting differently than they have been the past few rounds, and it's a little off-putting.
Yeah, it is. I feel like the turnaround was kind of crazy. So I'm very shocked there.
Does know where the last players are.
Yeah.
And he's gonna use that utility, and he's not afraid to use it, thankfully.
Oh, good. Wow. And we see that I can hear from the other room, Central being very happy over this. They were able to recover whatever this teamwork that Eastern has been having. So that is good for us to figure that out.
Yeah, really good util usage there from Cloud. Like, he got so much information from just throwing his whole kit, and then he was able to win that 1v1 because it was an incredible flash.
Yeah, and again, that's why when it comes to Valorant, it is so important to not only use your guns, but to use this util to your advantage to take the win. Looks like Eastern's going to try a different approach maybe this time, since their last approach did not work out for them. I think they're being a little more spread out, which your team doesn't always work with them, but they are able to get Bimmel. It looks like Central's being a little bit aggressive here, moving up closer to their spawn.
Yeah, still seeing a little bit more discipline. We're just kind of in an off angle. It's like Cloud is going to use that ult, but I don't know if it actually hit anybody. Yeah, Eastern's not going to be ready.
I think Eastern was just so far back in their spawn that it unfortunately was not able to get anything. But we did get a lot of information about where they were because of that.
Yeah, unfortunately going to get hit through the smoke there. That's going to cause BeefStroganoff to want to react. He can't hit all players at once.
Yeah. Able to get one before he falls. And that is leaving Central kind of stuck here with it just being Bannable. He's going to have to pull some crazy moves here if he's going to want to win this round.
It'll be swap after this, so
yeah.
I should see Bannable use all of his utility.
Yes, definitely. Oh, this is going to be so hard. There's so many angles to check here. He's going to have to be quiet when he's probably not going to expect some people stacking up here.
They're immediately just going to jump in.
Oh, yep. Dang. Only so much Bannable can do with it being a 1v3. But able to try to do the best he could there, so... Yeah, we are going into the half. 9-3. Are you expecting to see any 9-3 curse stuff?
No, I don't think so. I think the way Eastern is playing is not some kind of miracle. It's just team play. We're just seeing them more grouped up. Honestly, I don't think their aim or anything is getting better. They're just putting themselves in more favorable fights. Yeah. And I don't think Central is adapting that well because they're still expecting to go into a 1v2 and come out alive. And it's like, you have to slightly reevaluate the conditions now because Eastern, I think, is well aware of their mistake now, and I don't think we're going to see it to that extent anymore.
Yeah, we did win our last pistol round, so I am very curious if we'll be able to win this one.
Really good shot there from Cloud. Barely got to see the death on Eastern's end. Yeah. That's going to give them a lot of space, and kind of they can go wherever they want to now.
Yeah. There. And it looks like Central's playing a bit slower. I'm hoping they don't play too slow since we have seen that in the past.
Yeah, it looks like we're kind of pushing up in all directions. Eastern's not really budging because Central hasn't really made a move. It looks like we're gravitating a little bit towards A.
Yeah, and I feel like we're almost noticing that defensive play from Central since we have been on defense for so long. I think we kind of got to get out of that mindset a little bit since we were just there. Hopefully, we're able to take Eastern here.
Yeah, looks like Eastern spots all 5 players in CMU, so they're backing off. Cloud's gonna unfortunately go down.
Yeah.
Really sneaky off angle here. I don't think Central expects it.
Oh my gosh, absolute wipeout, unfortunately. Just such a crazy angle from Eastern that they were not expecting. But Hound and Bimmel are left. We have, unfortunately just Bimmel.
You might see an ace coming from Eastern's side.
Yeah. Which we've only seen one ace so far.
No, Bimmel is going to deny that.
Wow. Oh, so close. That was crazy. Even though we did not win that, Bimmel popping off. Yeah, but unfortunately losing that pistol round. Again, Central really 50-50 on our pistols, but that is gonna make it so Eastern has better guns in this round. Make it very challenging for Central to do anything here. We're gonna probably just be focusing on killing a lot of Eastern.
Yeah, that we're gonna go into Eastern's buy, and with the way that they've been playing, it may not go in Central's favor, and I'm not entirely sure if we can pull a miracle here and make something happen with our pistols.
Yeah.
The best thing to do would hopefully isolate an Eastern player and then kind of pass that gun to the strongest person who's playing right now on the team, which would probably be Cloud or Bimmel, but most likely Cloud just because of that entry role.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see them really aggressive up through middle. We're going to see them slowed down by the utility.
Yeah, unfortunately getting 2 picks there.
Yeah, and
3.
Eastern is just ready
Remaining.
for that close encounter, and that is the round. And a little bit of disrespectful gameplay.
Yeah, interesting there. Yeah, and it is inching the score closer. It is 9-5. I'm really hoping now that this is our bye, that we are able to win this round, getting it closer to match point, because we do not want Eastern creeping up on us. Yeah, looks like Central doesn't... They're kind of spread out right now. They might want to try to get some information before they decide what site to go to here.
Yeah, we're not really seeing the aggression we saw in the save run, which could have maybe been beneficial now that we have the right guns to execute that.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to go towards A again, which is a good call because it is their weaker site. Less players there, but we got to make sure we actually take advantage of it. We are being a little bit slow, which we've seen is a great problem that we've had time to time.
And it looks like Eastern's going to try to be aggressive here. They can probably hear them. Oh, and it is... Okay, we come out on top of that. That's really good to see.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of sneaky gameplay recently from Eastern. Kind of sneaking through smokes, jumping in them, and just hoping for the best. And it has worked sometimes, but luckily not this time.
Yeah, no, Central is checking every smoke now, especially after that last round. And we're going to see the last person die through the smoke, and both fights were won. So that happened really fast. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a back and forth. You wouldn't expect that to come out of Central after the past few rounds.
Yeah, both teams are adapting and playing like so differently from round to round. It's really hard to almost dissect what is changing with each round just because it's so much. And you're like, what made them get this win? What made them lose this round? And it's like, so much has changed from both teams that it's hard to tell.
I honestly think that Eastern just kind of overexploited like playing in the smoke. Like Central, you've seen a lot of the team has switched to Phantom, so they can just spray through the smoke and you can't really see the tracers, so it makes it harder for Eastern to kind of avoid that. So I think they just kind of used too much of the strategy that worked, and Central was just like, okay, we're really sick of this, so now we're going to check every smoke, and you know, they were ready for it. Like, you saw Central was just kind of waiting in the smoke. Like, are they going to do anything? And they did.
And they did. And
so
we were ready for it. I almost feel like Central threw down one of those smokes just to see if it would be used, and it was. And Timmy's like, okay, we know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, we're probably going to see Eastern, like, retire that, and then it'll probably come back up in a few rounds when Central is a little caught off guard by the idea. Like, oh, yeah, they did do that a few rounds ago.
Yeah, and I feel like both teams are really trying to search for first blood here. Again, CMU kind of going slow, and this time they need to speed up the pace soon. But it looks like they're about to press into A.
Yeah, it looks like Cloud's going to be very aggressive and ready. He did not have a lot of health there, so I'm not sure what happened.
Unfortunately, losing that.
Yeah, and Bimmel has a lot of damage done on him as well. We're all going to try and push through the smoke. They're like, we're spraying through the smoke just to make sure. And we're gonna have 10 seconds on the clock. We need to go.
Yeah, we need to go right now. Oh, and it is just unfortunately, a bloodbath in the favor of Eastern. Yeah, it's... Oh, and, okay, Beef able to get something.
Yeah, that was kind of a time blunder from Central.
Which, again, we have seen happen in the past. Central going a little bit too slow. I'm hoping that they can learn from that round and go a little bit faster here.
The aggressive round could have worked if they weren't literally all in the same location, because that just gives Eastern one place to look at. Yeah. And then they can just spray through the smoke. They don't even have to make contact. So I think that play could have worked if the Central players were more distributed around, like, A site. But they weren't. So it made it pretty easy for Eastern to deny the plant.
Yeah, definitely. But hopefully going into this round, we have learned from our mistakes. Again, Eastern's slowly kind of creeping up. They're only four 4 rounds away from us, tying it up. And we do not want them to get those 4 rounds, so we're gonna have to make sure we're winning.
Looks like we're gonna push aggressively onto A again. Cloud is alone, which is a little worrying. He does back up though.
Yeah, Hound able to get one. We need to keep our momentum going.
Looks like Bimmel has been doing some action on the other side of the map. He's gonna join late. We're gonna see 2 players go out to the Sova ult.
This ult is unfortunately
Down A.
really used very well there. Very unfortunate to see. And yeah, it leaves it being a 2v3. Central's gonna have to play together very well, but unfortunately they're a little bit spread out, so this is gonna be hard.
Yeah,
For Central
Eastern
pull.
isn't really moving. They're waiting for Central to make the first play. And that play has to be planting the bomb. They do
Yep.
regroup up, but Kimmel and Bannable really just gonna have to prioritize bomb here.
Yep, and it looks like they will be planting. Yeah, this is gonna be really hard. Oh! And they know where some of the members are, but will they be able to do anything about it? Bannable running away. He's trying to stop them.
It's not planted for him.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately. Bannable trying to do what he could there. But yeah, unfortunate. That ult, again, I'm saying ults are game changers, and we saw that game change with that. We were doing so well, and then unfortunately, that ult taking out too many of our members, and us just not having the numbers there. But yeah, unfortunately now it is only a 3-round map. So again, Central is gonna have to do something, but we are on a save right now, so only so much we can do.
Yeah, we do have some ults on the board, but we're probably not going to see them. However, Eastern does have a very impressive ult on the board, and so anything that we could make out of this round, they're most likely going to shut down with that ult.
Yeah, and that's gonna be really unfortunate because CMU, again, we do not want Eastern catching up. We had such a strong start, but now switching over to attack, we are really struggling here.
Take flight.
Oh, and unfortunately, Eastern even gonna have a good drone shot, knowing where all of us are.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of damage on Bimmel when he hasn't even properly made contact with Eastern yet. And hopefully we see Central kind of pick up the pace here, because we're going to be on 1 minute and they have almost no space anywhere
Yeah.
on the map.
Yeah, we're kind of getting pinched in mid a little bit, and then the rest of our members are just kind of spread out. So this whole thing is we're just trying to see if we can kill anybody here from Eastern, and they haven't been giving us that.
Time is ticking down. It's going to be 40 seconds on the board soon.
Mhm.
Central is so indecisive of where to go. We're going back after we took all that space trying to go to A.
Yeah. It's interesting the calls that we're seeing here.
Really
30
good
seconds
flash,
left.
but we didn't really actually do anything with it. Cloud is going to get one though. That's going to go first play to Central.
Yep. And it looks like, yeah, we're just trying to quickly plant before we maybe get killed here. And yeah, we're gonna have to, there's so many different angles on B. It's gonna be hard. And they're definitely looking for blood.
Just narrowly missing Cloud there.
Yeah.
Not able to get one. Stroganoff able to get the other. Immediately shutting down that ult.
Which is really cool to see that we were able to do that. I love that. Even if we don't win this round, it is so good that we were able to shut down that.
We're going to see really good
enemy
for Eastern
remaining.
here, and that's going to close out this round. That's going to be an ace on Eastern's end.
Yeah. But I am glad that we were able to get them to use some of that util on this save. It was overall a very close round for us having a save, so hopefully we can see some good things happening in this next round. Looks like Eastern's on a partial save a little bit. A couple of their members.
Yeah, I think,
Okay, we are seeing a timeout from CMU.
yeah, we do have almost every ult online on our end. So there's a lot of things that we could possibly do. I think we have a really hard time getting onto site, but we saw a lot of strength in holding it. So I think we just need to be better about getting on site faster, because that limits our options when we're already on one side of the map and we have 30 seconds left. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, now we're forced to make this decision, and it might not be the best decision in our scenario. So Central is really limiting themselves here when it comes to choices.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure they're talking about right now, what ults should we use? What ult should we save for the next round? How can we use these ults to get onto site faster, since that, yeah, again, is our main struggle. So I'm hoping that in this timeout we'll be able to figure out some of that stuff. And I'm hoping that Eastern is not figuring out what Central Michigan's plan is. We're kind of going on the hunt right now, so... yeah, it looks like we're about to load. Oh, no. Yeah, we're about to start.
It looks like we are spread out across the map again, which is not great. I think the spreading out is what causes us to take so much time because we have to regroup and then we have to decide, and then after we regroup we have to take more space. So I think that's gonna be our downfall. Looks like Cloud and Bannable are gonna go for this.
Beautiful!
It is gonna work though. They do expect that aggressive play from Eastern.
Yeah, it's good to see that we are being able to read Eastern here. And we were playing together, we just saw that trade happen. We are already on site, so we see that we were able to successfully execute on site. Really fast, too. And it looks like Eastern is going to try to go for more of a flank type move.
However, we do kind of expect it. And Bannable's gonna be ready, and they're just gonna line up.
Oh my gosh!
Again!
That's crazy that they did that same thing twice. I think they were not expecting that at all. But we are so close to match point. Just have to win one more round to get to match point, and then win one more, and we're good. So I'm really hoping we do have again good guns here. It looks like
Eastern's very indecisive of what they want to do. It looks like we're gonna go for the path of forcing to prevent match point instead of saving for a match point, and that might put them in a little bit of a predicament when it comes to facing Central, in person. So,
especially since we have all these ults, we still have some of our ults here. So,
yeah, I would love to see us not so concerned about saving them. We are gonna see Bimmel immediately get that.
Yeah, and we again are going on to site a lot faster, which I'm so glad that timeout helped us figure out how to do that.
Unfortunately, Bimmel shut down, but we are kind of ready for it.
Oh, unfortunately, we're seeing so many trades here.
And that's gonna be match point for Central.
Yes,
it happened in a flash.
And we hear them from the other room very much happy about this. And I think, is that gonna ruin Eastern's economy a little bit there?
It is. So they're gonna go into this round very broken because they were betting everything on winning that round, which is why it's such a tough choice to make, but it looks like it may have been the wrong one. We're going to kind of see the same buy as we saw last round, just not fully rifles, but not fully pistols either.
Yeah, so it could, again, and this could be, we could be a wipeout here. We could easily get this, win this, and move on to our next map find, which we know we are also good on.
It's like Eastern... a lot more aggressive. Unfortunately, gonna get Bimmel. Bannable runs into the molly. Dies just to get that trade. A very questionable play.
Yeah, definitely interesting, but hopefully it will be beneficial here.
Bannable did have an all online, so
yeah,
that really limits their choices in terms of getting the spike back or any scenario like that.
Yeah, and we want to win this since they are on that save round. They are on the save round. So we're going to have to
speed up a little bit. I don't want to see us fall into our old habit of slowing down. Hopefully the entire team can kind of regroup here. Eastern is running for a majority of their players on the site.
And this really could go into anybody's hands here. Both teams are going to have good teamwork if they're going to want to do something. And we see Hound getting that pick. That makes it even.
Yeah, that's going to be a rifle down on Eastern's end.
We know. Okay, both teams kind of know where the other people are. Okay. We come out on top. And, okay, we just have to pick off one more member to get this in the bag.
We can't be greedy. We should just stay in our positions here.
Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Oh, man. This is going to be so rough.
Hound is ready for it. And that's gonna be map 1 to Central.
Yes, and we're going to Bind, which is I think is our strongest map. So I'm very hyped up to see if we're able to beat Eastern in 2 maps and not even go to a 3rd map.
Right.
Yeah, because again, we just saw us dominating on that. We did get a little bit slow on attacking, but we were able to adapt and learn what was happening and use that. So
yeah, that'll be good since we're going into attack into the next map. So we will see you in Bind after the break.
Yes, we will. Thank you for watching so far, and yeah, stay tuned for the second map. Hello, welcome back. Thank you for still watching. We just saw a very exciting first map, and we are going into Bind.
Yeah, so Bind is one of definitely our stronger maps. We would both say it's stronger than Corrode. But we did do really good on Corrode, and we did get word that Eastern has only won against Akron. So
No, they have only lost against Akron.
Only lost against Akron, I mean. So it's impressive that Central is pulling this off when we've lost to a lot of teams that Eastern has beat. So
yeah, which is super impressive. Central is on their aim game today, and I'm very happy to see it. Yeah, I was very confused hearing how good Eastern is, and we are just dominating over them. I'm sure we are hitting their egos a little bit with this win.
Yeah, you can kind of see that with the gameplay from Easter's end.
Mm-hmm.
We are just going to kind of see like the same comp that we usually do on Bind. So in terms of experimentation, we're not going to see a lot from Central. We see Eastern. We're going to see Astra on this map, which we usually see on Abyss, but we're going to see her on Bind. And then I think Yoru's pretty typical, and the rest that we're all pretty familiar with. So that'll be interesting to see. You know, Central isn't really used to playing against Astra on this map, and how I can't even fathom how you would play Astra on this map, since Brim and like other controllers are a lot more strong, so that'll be cool, and defense might be a little bit harder.
Yeah, very interesting pick, and I'm excited to see it because I really like Agent switch up, so that'll be cool. And we might see some faster gameplay here on Bind, since Bind has so many different like teleports. So yeah, we might see more faster gameplay than that we didn't see from like CMU last time on attack. We saw a lot slower of attacking, so maybe we'll see some more fast attacking here.
Yeah, I hope that we're kind of in the attacking mindset at this point, because kind of having another round where we kind of lose to time was a little bit frustrating. So I hope that we figured that out at this point. And honestly, going back to the Bind teleporters thing, I feel like a lot of teams don't really use them. I think we usually just normally rotate, and maybe it could be advantageous if Central abused it a little more.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. And we could see the knowledge that we have on Bind work out very well in our favor. I am very curious if how much Eastern has played of Bind, if they think that this is a strong map for them as well. So really anything could happen here.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see like a better performance from Eastern, because like I said, I think most universities are probably keeping Corrode out of the map pool, and Central is kind of a wild card in that department. And we kind of did see that Eastern wasn't really looking in the places that they should be, and I would attribute that to like less map experience. So maybe we'll see like a stronger knowledge coming from them going on to Bind, since it's such an old map that, you know, everyone holds dear to them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited since, yeah, I do consider this one of Central's strongest maps, so I'm really hoping that we can see them jump out of the gate from the start. We saw a very good strong pistol round and Corrode, and we saw us unfortunately just lose the second pistol round, so I'm really hoping that when we go into our pistol round, we can see some very strong work there, and I think that if we are able to win pistol, it will hit Eastern even more already than us winning Corrode did.
Yeah, it would nice to be have another snowball effect going, because we got shut down our first kind of like snowball when we were like 0-8. So I would like to see that just kind of happen again, except we don't get stopped and the ball keeps rolling, because we did have a really good start. It's just Eastern decided to really just lock in. Honestly, they really just decided, okay, we're not grouping up enough, and then they started, and then that made it so much harder for Central to keep doing what they're doing, and then it really came down to util usage and peeking together. We saw both teams like really doubling up on angles, and Easter getting caught off guard of that, and things of the sort. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and I'm interested if we're gonna see some of the sneaky gameplay again, like that we saw with Eastern playing in smokes and playing weirdly around smokes. That could be cool to see, and to see how CMU adapts and if they're expecting it. We saw a lot of CMU predicting what Eastern was going to do, so I am very curious if we're going to see that again.
Yeah, I would also like to note that Bind is probably one of the best maps for that sneaking behavior. Like, you have kind of the underside of hookah where you can kind of sit there and then they'll jump out over you. You have a lot of angles like around truck and lamps and things like that. So if they're more suited to that kind of play style, they might shine just a little bit more on bind, which could be an issue for Central.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like, unfortunately, we're having a little bit of loading errors into the game. We might have to take a small break here.
Yeah, so we'll see you when everything gets sorted out.
Mm-hmm. Hello, we're back. We figured out our tech issues, so we are going into the game very shortly.
Yeah, so a lot of the things that we talked about, just a quick recap, since we had that little bit of a break. So Central's going to be on that attacking after they just were attacking on Corrode, so we're hoping that a lot of that knowledge transfers. We kind of have a feel for how Eastern plays defense, so we should get an upper hand. People are going to go down within the first few seconds. Bannable getting the first pick. Cloud immediately pushing in. You see just so much aggression from Central and Eastern, honestly.
I bet you both of their energies are high after that break. They're ready to get into this, so...
Yeah, we're going to see Long go down. Looks like Bimmel is ready for the flank. So good on that flex agent. He's going to get both.
Wow.
So that's going to make it so easy for Central.
Yeah, and we're doing great right now. Love to see it.
Looks like we're doubled up on multiple angles, so they're going to have to take their time to try and get everything. Yeah. They're going to try and time this flash. He's not going to get it, though. And the defuse is denied, so that's going to be a really good pistol from Central. We're seeing our best pistols from one of our hardest opponent, with our hardest opponent. So.
Yeah, again, it's so interesting. We get told that they've only lost to Akron, a team that dominated us, and then you're doing so well, performing so well, and seeing some amazing pistols. So, yeah, we should be able to win this next round too, since we have the better economy, which will hopefully hit Eastern where it hurts.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna go all out. Bannable is gonna be so oppressive with that outlaw. He doesn't even have to aim for the head, just body shot, and that'll be Eastern falling just like that. So they're gonna have to, I don't know, they're really gonna have to take their time, and it looks like Central stacked the site that they so badly want to go to.
Yep. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how Central plays this, since they do have this gun advantage. Looks like we're taking a little slower.
Yeah, Eastern is, doubled up here. Central may be expecting that. On a save, you kind of want to huddle together. And we are going to unfortunately push into this. So hopefully, kind of going for those long angles. I hope Cloud uses as many abilities as we can. We're not sure about lamps there. We don't want to push that. It's going to be a really close angle to try and clear. We're going to actually use those teleporters, which we were hoping that they would do. There's going to be so many players on Eastern who get to lose their great positioning there.
And I bet you Eastern was not expecting that, because now they're going to always have to scramble over towards B. Good call from CMU.
Hopefully Bannable is able to sniff out this Eastern player. He's not able to. He's going to put the outlaw in the hands of him.
And it's going to be oppressive. We are seeing how it can backfire having such a good gun.
Yeah, Bannable got a little bit greedy. That's going to be another gun in Eastern's hands.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Bimmel is recovering, and so that's going to be...
When they're going for the defuse.
Yeah, that's going to be
you
Bimmel.
Need to be there.
Bimmel fell as soon as he got those kills, so that's extremely unfortunate for a bye.
Yeah. Eastern played that really well. Also, CMU played it well, making that call. I think it really came down to that gun falling into the wrong player's hand.
Yeah. Bannable just getting a little bit greedy there.
Yeah, it can kind of show how you have to be careful there with what you buy.
But like I said, this map enables Eastern to be so much more sneaky. And we saw that literally be the downfall of Central's buy round.
Yeah, very sneaky there. They had so many tight angles that you were not expecting.
We're going to see Bannable immediately fall. We're going to try and go for this hookah push. And it actually looks like we're pretty spread out across the map. So I'm almost going to try and make something happen. But no players are going to push into him. So looks like they're going to regroup and go A after Central heard all of that presence from Eastern on B.
Yeah. But it's going to be hard since Eastern's pretty evenly spread out. So hopefully Eastern is... hopefully CMU is going to be on their A game for this. They need to get some of these good guns out of Eastern's hands. CMU slowly moving in. We are noticing this slow speed and Cloud unfortunately falling as well.
Yeah, that's going to be our entry, which is going to make it so much harder. We don't have a lot of space on site. which makes it really, really hard to plant
Yeah, and
with a
there's
lot of
just
confidence.
so much smokes going down, and we have seen that Eastern loves to use those smokes.
Down A. 30 seconds left.
And this is going to be a really hard fight for Bimmel.
Oh,
Flawless.
yeah, that was unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunately not being able to get that reload in time. Yeah, that does leave us at a 1v2. But hopefully our economy has recovered enough to do something here. Hopefully we can see a little bit more here. We're able to see probably more of an even match as well. Besides pistol, which is a little bit different of an even match since like all of us just have bad guns, but now this time all of us have good guns. So
Yeah, looks like Central's going to go again for that weird spread out that we'd like to do, and I would just like to see a team push from us since we have so many agents that really enable us to take first contact and stuff like that. So Stroganoff is going to get one.
looks like they're very much expecting Eastern to be there.
We're going to see, thankfully, Lamp's completely clear. Hopefully, Central takes just a little bit more space here. Really lethal angle from Eastern.
Probably not expecting that. Luckily, we were able to get a lot of damage on him.
Stroganoff is not ready for that angle, and so that's going to be another point towards the Astral on Eastern side, which is going to make it even harder to attack when it comes to Central getting on the site.
It's very interesting. Going back to Krueger, like we saw that they did not have a lot of map knowledge, but we're seeing so much map knowledge from Eastern on this. So Central needs to be aware of that.
And it looks like Central may not be ready
Oh,
for this. It's just Hound in a
Yeah.
1v3 now. One player is low, but Eastern could invest in ult just to make sure.
Definitely. I don't know if they're going to be expecting that weird angle. He's able to get one, but yeah. Unfortunate.
That Viper believes
Yeah,
she's
Central might have
impossible.
to call a timeout here
She
soon.
is not.
Probably will maybe wait to see how this round goes, but yeah, we're unfortunately, yeah, it is coming down to these weird angles that Eastern has and being able to pull it off well.
Yeah, we're also just not... I mean, we just got off at attack side on Corona, and it feels like we're still just hesitant to take space and do anything when we have, like, an initiator like Sky and we have the Waylay. Like, together they can be so powerful. And hopefully we see kind of that teamwork now. As you can see, it's so much easier for Waylay to push up if she has a flash backing her up. Unfortunately getting shut down there, but the initiative was really good.
It seems like we are holding some of these angles that we expect Eastern to have.
Cloud is able to get that first contact win. Will they be expecting another player, though? Cloud's gonna fall, but they're gonna
Use
revive
that
them with the Bucky.
Yeah.
Or with the revenge, I mean. So
Yeah.
this is probably gonna push Eastern into maybe investing that Yoru ult to try and get some positioning, because they don't really have any info right now, and the bomb's down and the time's ticking, and they're actually just going to save. They're actually not even going to invest anything into this round, which is odd.
Interesting. Yeah. Looks like they're just backing up. And it will, I do have to say, we need CMU to just have patience here. Especially if, yeah, we don't want them to go on the hunt here and find these members.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Eastern's immediately giving up when it's a 3v4.
Yeah.
And Eastern is literally up. They've, demonstrated, how well they can play and how they can win 1v1s against Central. So it's just really odd to give up there. Like, maybe in a 1v4 scenario, it's like, okay, not much can be done here. Let's back up. But they're prioritizing guns when their economy is pretty okay.
Yeah, that was a very interesting choice there. Maybe they're trying to build up their economy even more if something goes bad. But I don't really get that impression that that will happen right now. So, yeah, very interesting call from Eastern. And yeah, it looks like we're just going into this next mount. I really hope the CMU can tie it up here.
Looks like we're going for another kind of weird spread out from Central. I'm not sure if we're going to be expecting this gun. Hopefully we peek it. We peek it a little bit too predictably.
Yeah, Eastern always having those angles that CMU is not expecting, which is just really unfortunate when it comes to numbers.
Bannable's just not ready for that.
We definitely are putting some of the pressure on Eastern to stay away, but we need to get more of that space going. We do still have plenty of time left on the board, so... And we're noticing another member might be playing at a different angle that we might not be expecting.
Now looks like Stroganoff's smokes are gonna go down. Are they gonna go down in time, though?
Yeah. Gotta do some movements quick. This Eastern player is very sneaky. I don't know if they're gonna be expecting him.
Yeah, and these smokes just all over the site are gonna make it so hard. He's gonna stay in the smoke. They might hear him, though.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately.
Bannable's not able to recover.
Okay.
Stroganoff able to get that shade. It's still a 2v3.
Oh,
That's a 1v3.
dang. Yeah. Oh, wow. Crazy choice from Eastern to, like, hide that way. And it did just luck played out where Eastern noticed CMU before they noticed Eastern. And that was really unfortunate here. But again, our score is still very close, 2-4. I'm sure Eastern still is kind of feeling the pressure. Oh, and it looks like we have a timeout happening. Probably from CMU, I'm guessing. But yeah. Okay, CMU. So yeah, I do think that is a very good call for Central to call this timeout because we are having good plays. We are getting onto site, but we are just not quite doing it fast enough. And
Yeah, I think we're too fragmented as well because we're trying to push a site and then we lose a player across the map and then it's like we can't regroup up. We're already at a disadvantage. We have one less player and we didn't get anything out of it. We didn't get space. We didn't get a trade. We didn't get information. So it's just like a useless kind of play there. So I think if we're gonna split up, we need to like properly split up like 2 and 3, not just like one person lurking because we also didn't use any utility. We just dry peeked there, and that doesn't push Eastern off the angle whatsoever. So I think we just need to be a little bit more careful about the risks that we're taking and kind of, rethink, like, is this worth it? Am I going to get anything out of it by doing this play?
yeah, definitely. So hopefully they were able to talk about that and adapt. Yeah, we're gonna really see what's gonna happen now that we're going into this round. We are kind of on a weird path by too.
Bannable is able to get one, but again, he's isolated there, so no one can get his trade. So it's just a risky play to make, all in all.
And CMU, not expecting this angle that Eastern has taken multiple times now, so that's very interesting to see.
Looks like now we've taken so much space. We've got a pick, and now we're just kind of sitting there, which is, definitely a choice. Bimmel is able to get one. Despite that stun, they're going to immediately rotate. That's really going to catch them off guard, but they do have this waylay.
Yeah. Will they be expecting this? It's going to be scary here.
And again, they have that sneaky place that they can play, that they've played in multiple times, and Central's just not paying attention.
Luckily, we are seeing more teamwork here. We're seeing more trades. So that is at least good because now we are up in numbers by a tiny bit.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 2v1 situation. Hopefully, Hound and Bannable just stay together here. Bannable is going to push up by himself. He might leave Hound all alone.
Yeah, that could be scary here. We need to play together.
Looks like they are regrouping, thankfully. Just around CT.
Yeah. And this Eastern player is trying to be sneaky here, so this could be scary. Again, CMU has to play this well.
And at this point, Central should be a little suspicious that it's taking them this long to rotate, so Bannable is going to change his positioning there.
Yeah.
They're going to shut down that Astral immediately. So
Which is perfect.
Just a waste.
Yep, just the waste from Eastern, which we love to see. I have to say, shout out to CMU always being able to shut down people's ults right after they use them, so they have no benefit. Central is weirdly so good at that, and I love that.
I'm not sure why she did it so out in the open. I feel like she should have done it before she creeped up. But, like I said, it's a little suspicious. Like, why is it taking this long to rotate if you're going through spawn? So Bannable turns around and he's like, this isn't right. So they probably should have went a little faster, or they probably should have taken cover before they popped that ult.
Yeah, but okay, now we're going in. Again, we are very on their tail. 3v4. We are trying to put that pressure on Eastern. Yep, and Eastern playing more towards, looks like they're kind of evenly spread out. But, and we already seeing a trade here. Yeah, again, Central needs to play together.
Looks like we might invest in ult. That's gonna already give Eastern a little bit of a weapon upgrade. We're not pushing off of the ult that we just used, which is a little confusing.
Yeah, I wonder if we're trying to throw Eastern off here? I don't exactly know what the call is.
Yeah, now we're just in another one of these standstills that Central puts themselves in. They lose their momentum really early, and it's really hard to get that back.
Yeah, and it looks like they are expecting, Cloud is kind of expecting this. Here. Yep, trying to bait him out to get that information.
30 seconds left.
It's gonna be very interesting. Okay, we are seeing CMU push again. They have to go quick. They were not expecting that off angle. I think they might be able to successfully plant. Oh, it is just trade after trade.
And now it's in Bimmel's hands, and he has 10 seconds, no health. They're just gonna push him.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Again, Eastern has these weird angles that seems not expecting. And we are not giving ourselves enough time to push onto site fast enough to check these angles, and that's very punishing, which is what we just saw.
It's a little, like, surprising for Central to not expect these angles when we've played Bind so much, and it's such an old map. It's like, there's not that many places to hide where it's, like, new. There is no new positioning.
Yeah.
So it's a little frustrating from Central's end to just not expect people to be the places that are really common. Like,
Yeah.
that was a really common corner that Eastern was in, and we just blatantly decided not to check it. We're gonna see an ult immediately go off on, I think
it's Eastern side.
Yeah.
And that is quite punishing because we were not expecting it, and a lot of us got kind of trapped in that.
And I'm not sure why we're trying to push through it, because the ult isn't on site. It's just in that choke.
Yeah. We don't exactly know what CMU's call is here. Especially since they were able to get us, they keep being able to get us through this. They keep knowing where our positioning is, so we gotta be careful here.
We don't have to contest this. We have no stakes in this fight.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised that we're not making a better call to just go around fully. It looks like we are now, but Spike Planner's gonna have to catch up. Bannable doing some damage.
Just weird to keep going towards this site when you have a Viper ult down. You know there's at least 2 players there. So, I don't know. It's really weird from Central to keep wanting to do this.
Yeah, and we are still heading back this way. Did we expect them to abandon it? I'm very confused why we're doing it.
Yeah, and then...
I mean, I don't understand that personally, why that was happening.
Yeah, and now Central doesn't have any space. They don't have a lot of health.
We're just gonna try to run in. Okay, Bimmel able to pop off with 2, but we're not gonna have enough time to plant, so...
Yeah, they're just gonna have to deny him.
Really weird calls there from CMU. I wish we were able to win that round. That was really unfortunate. And we are unfortunately letting this gap grow bigger between us. It is a 3v6, so we definitely need to start winning a couple of these next rounds. We do have the guns to do it, so...
Yeah, I think, again, we're so slow. It's like, we're attacking. We have a good initiator. We have a good duelist. Like, we lose our momentum so early, and then we just struggle to really ever get it back. And it's like, I would rather us explode and all die together than us kind of die one by one. Because we didn't have any stakes in that Viper fight. We didn't have to. We could have rotated. There was a lot of presence made by other players other than the Viper. And then Bannable, again, on his own. No one to trade him.
Yeah, we have... I don't know if we've seen enough good use out of having Bannable by himself. So, it's interesting that we keep doing that plan.
Seizures is able to recover. It's weird to kind of push towards this site when we know the operator's here. We are going to, thankfully, not dry peek that and try and push the operator off, but then they can just take another angle towards that site, and it's
Mhm.
like you got to do a little bit more than that.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna have to see some good teamwork here in order to contest that.
Now we're gonna see Stronov try and push the op off, which does happen.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see the Waylay ball, I
Spike's
think.
down.
Turns in.
B.
Mhm. Oh, we're able to get some picks. It's just back and forth. Cloud now versus one more Astra
And
and the Waylay. And the
yeah,
Waylay.
so it's gonna be a 1v2. It's gonna
Yeah.
be really hard.
Spike is in a weird spot. He could easily get pinched, and there's just not much
10
that Cloud
seconds
can
left.
do here.
I have the spike.
They are going for the plant.
Yeah, but they're just gonna chase him down.
Yeah.
Stupid should hurt.
There's only so many calls you can do, and this is really unfortunate. I feel like CMU is falling apart a little bit with their teamwork here. We need to see them get that momentum back, get that strong team bond that we were seeing in this last map come together again, because if they're not able to get this together, then they're going to keep falling apart and letting Eastern grow that gap more and more. We
Yeah,
are on a save, it
Yeah,
looks like.
I was gonna say we're on a save, so this round is gonna be pretty bleak if Eastern keeps playing the way that they have been playing. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of opportunities to like capitalize on any mistakes. So this round, more than likely, is gonna go to Eastern.
Down A.
Yeah, Eastern is being able to see where these players are, but Hound able to get one.
Now our biggest priority should be retrieving that gun.
Yep.
At the moment.
Mm-hmm. It looks like we're gonna make our way closer to B. Again, we're kind of split up. I wish we'd play a little bit more together, especially with us knowing that they're gonna have better guns, that they're gonna have these good angles.
I think Bimmel is waiting for Smokes to go back up so he can retrieve the gun. He might not know that there's still another Eastern player on site, though. He's separated from the rest of the team, so he can't contribute much.
And CMU needs to, again, do something quick. They keep letting the time get too low.
It doesn't look like Bimmel's ready for
Yeah.
it at all. So all of that time trying to get the rifle and all of the utility just kind of gone to waste. We are pushing a lot of players off the site, but we're just not expecting so many Incas. Like, if we don't properly clear it, they can still be there.
Yep.
Player
Yeah,
standing.
we are. And that was a really weird call there. Hound running out when we knew a player was there. I don't exactly know what the calls
Last
are
round
here.
before the switch.
But we do. That was a save. We do have full guns now. We need to win something, though. We are letting Eastern get way too far ahead. We are basically in the opposite spot almost that we were last time, where we are lower and they are higher. So we definitely need to do something. We need to change something up. And we might even need to call another timeout soon if we're going to just let things keep going like this.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go into the half, so it might be saving that timeout for when, you know, the dynamic is shifted, because there's not much they can keep doing, you know, because this is the last round, so
Yeah.
I assume we'll see that probably after the pistol, because we did pretty good on the pistol
Yeah.
in this half, so we'll probably see how that goes, and then a timeout will be decided based on that.
Yeah.
We are gonna see Bimmel's ult invested, and they're actually gonna counter ult that with the Yoru, so they're gonna be seeking out the Viper. Viper spotted, know exactly where to go. They're gonna lead their teammates there. Throwoff cannot turn around in time.
Yeah.
And all of the positioning
Oh, really unfortunate.
is revealed.
Yeah. That was. It was good. It was good team play from Eastern, unfortunately. Yeah, very unfortunate, but
Switching
yeah,
sides.
we're gonna go into pistol round. So we're switching sides. CMU is now on defense. Eastern is now on offense. I'm very curious if we will see things change up. CMU definitely needs to regroup, re-talk about some things, and make sure that they're ready to go into it. Because if they're not, match point can creep up on you very fast.
Yeah, I'm hoping with how well we also did on defense on Pro that maybe we take some of that here, but the maps are very different, and it seems like Eastern has really figured us out. So we're gonna have to see at least drastic changes, and hopefully we translate like that patience and slowness to defense, and we don't immediately switch up to suddenly being aggressive, which we are unfortunately seeing from Cloud off the bat.
Yeah. And Cloud just in a really weird position that did not get enough benefit.
Yeah, so it's just weird to see Central flip-flop from aggressive and passive when it feels like they choose the wrong one depending on the side, and like Cloud again in a position where they cannot be traded.
Yeah. But Hound able to get one, tying things up. We're just seeing a lot happening. Eastern also playing slower, trying to figure out if they should go A or B. Playing really slow, kind of going back farther away from the map. So hopefully CMU is expecting this.
Yeah, it looks like they're waiting for their regroup before they execute. Most Central players are on this side. It's going to be a little bit more in Eastern's favor in this fight just because of the close range gun. Bimmel is able to get a trade, but that's still a 2v3 that they have to recover from.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, and it looks like even with little time left, they should be able to get this
Spike
plant.
planted.
We do have a good idea of where most of the players are. It's just a
enemy
matter of
remaining.
execution
Yeah.
at this point, and that's just so brutal.
Yeah, and especially with Eastern playing as a team, them all grouped up there, this is going to be very hard for Bimmel. And yeah, unfortunately cannot quite secure that. So again, another close pistol round, but yeah, we unfortunately let Eastern get that a little bit too much. We had some weird timing issues.
Yeah, I'm surprised we aren't calling a timeout yet, because that pistol did not go in our favor, and it's going to make it even harder to bounce back. And this could be another round guaranteed for Eastern, which only puts them one away from match point. And then Central is in that weird position of, like, what do we do to counter this? And I feel like it might be better on Central's end to try and save to prevent match point in this regard, because I feel like Eastern can really do any kind of performance despite CMU's bye.
Yeah, I agree. So, CMU, again, needs to play this well. And they really need to play together and not be super spread out here. I see Bimmel already falling.
And
BeefStroganoff falling.
it's just these angles are so predictable and common, and we're just not ready for it for reasons I'm not sure of.
Yeah, and I'm confused why Hound wasn't ready there either. It's just really weird calls that we're seeing.
I got the spike.
Looks like we are,
remaining.
oh, okay. Unfortunately, Cloud getting picked, and, yep, okay.
Yeah, that's going to be the round towards Eastern, so Central's going to be on the full buy here. Trying to deny that match point, but
Yeah, it's gonna be hard here. Oh, and we do see that timeout. I'm very glad we're calling that. We need that. We need to regroup here, but yes, we don't want to go to the third map, but it's looking more and more like that as time goes on.
the gap is just so big, and there's no room for error from Central's end, and we've seen that they kind of do better when they're not under pressure, so this pressure could really make or break
Yeah.
their performance after this timeout.
Mhm.
And, you know, we don't have any ults on the board. We don't have, you know, any wild cards here. So it's just going to have to be like pure aim and teamwork, in which it feels like Eastern is like exponentially improving on, which makes it even harder to kind of counter. And yeah, it's just going to be super tough. And hopefully we just kind of stay together. Honestly, I don't think it would be a bad idea to just put all Central players on one site and then just do a full like retake together with all 5 players, like not allowing a single person to go down unless if it's in a fight.
Yeah, and I'm sure CMU is talking about some of this stuff in that timeout. Hopefully we can see something executed. It can be really hard when you're in this, when you're playing, to figure out what exactly is going wrong, why exactly we're losing these, especially when we had such a strong start with Parode. I'm sure there's definitely some talks about what is exactly going on here. Why are we struggling more here than we did on Right, and we are seeing Hound popping off and getting 2.
Yeah, that's gonna immediately make Eastern back up, which is not very characteristic of them. Feel like they're pretty explosive. And so yeah, they're gonna back up reposition. They're very frightened of Central right now. And weirdly enough, the Eastern players on the other site have not budged at all.
Yeah. Really interesting. And we are able to get another one as well. Looks like whatever we talked about is working out for us.
Yeah, so that's gonna be for me too, which is, very in Central's favor, and I hope that as soon as we get any sort of info that we see immediate rotates, because as of right now, including players on the site, it's still a 2v2. So, you know.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see how Eastern is playing this now that they are on attack.
Yeah, and that's, again, it's a 2v2 because we need to play together there. We need to make the decision, like, okay, we just need to group up. We can retake together. Like, in a retake, if we're all checking the same angles in a 4v2, like, if we trade 2 players, like, that's the round. So, definitely the wrong choice to stay there at site, because now it's planted for them.
We are able to see Bannable make that a 1v. Will they expect this flank, though?
I don't think they will. And that's going to immediately be Bannable down.
Wow,
that's just so devastating.
So devastating. We had such an advantage there. I mean, almost let that go to waste, and now we're at match point. And we are going to be stuck not being able to, like, fully get good guns, too. And that's just leaving us in a sticky situation here.
Yeah, really disappointing to see. I feel like, logic. It's like Eastern has been playing really well together, and if you make contact with one and you don't see the other, you should know they're not there. Otherwise, they would have peeked to help their teammate, because that is what they've been doing every single round. So we're going to see 2 players immediately fall, and it's not looking great for Central here.
Yeah, and then there goes another one as well. CMU struggling to stop them from winning this. Kind of failing right now.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and they're going to be super hesitant. Bannable's going to be caught off guard.
Yeah.
And Bimmel is against the world right now.
Yeah. Getting flashed as well. There's not much he can do here.
And that's going to be mapped to the Eastern, so we are going to see a decider.
Yeah. And I have to say, this is what you see sometimes. Professional games, you see this where one team will do so well on the first map and then do very poorly on the second map. And really, it does come down to this third map to see who overall is better. And this is going to put pressure on both teams because it could be anybody. We saw both teams really dominate on the map that they did good at.
Yeah, so hopefully we see Central kind of gather their thoughts and do a lot better on split, which, we have done good on, but we don't have a lot of practice on.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. So we'll see you after the break.
Yes. welcome back. Thank you for still watching with us. We are heading into our third map.
Yeah, so we're gonna be going into Split, and we haven't played this map all that much, so it's gonna be maybe an uphill battle. We might start off a little rough, but we may be able to recover, and most likely we will. But Eastern has been putting up a pretty good fight against us, and maybe we'll see a map where the map knowledge is a little bit more even, because I don't think we've seen that a lot of teams want to play Split in this season, so
Yeah.
that could also be a driving factor. So we're gonna see the exact same comp we usually do from Central. They have no issue with it. We're kind of seeing a little bit of a mirror, but they do prefer that Astra pick once again, so that'll be a pretty similar dynamic to mine. Split isn't that much different. I think there's still those really hard to look at corners and those hidey holes, and so I hope Centra at least is prepared for it this time, because it was catching us off guard even though they did it so often.
Yeah, definitely. And it really will come down to our confidence levels, game mechanics, how we're using our util. And we've seen really good and we've seen us use that really well and really poorly. Um, yeah, and so it's just really interesting to see what we'll see here.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna be loading in. Comp hasn't really changed. We are gonna see the exact same agents that we're comfortable on, and yeah, so
It was really interesting that last map. We kind of got to see why Eastern hasn't lost yet, only losing to Akron, which was just so interesting not seeing that at the beginning, but now seeing it. So I'm very curious about Split because it does seem like Eastern their skill level is based off of which map they're playing.
it's frustrating because Eastern isn't winning off of like crazy aim or, crazy luck or something like that. It's just they play more together, and Central was playing really together in the beginning, like especially on Corrode. And it feels like we've gone back to going for kind of like lurks, and we've seen Bannable on his own a lot. We've seen Bimmel on his own a lot. We are gonna see Bimmel on Omen, which we don't see that often actually.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I kind of missed that. I'm used to
Yeah.
the same comp, but we did switch up who's playing what. So yeah, Bannable and Bimmel kind of switching things up here. Really interesting call. I wonder if this is their normal split play or if this isn't, since we just haven't seen a lot of split. So I don't exactly know, but I'm very interested to see this since Bimmel seems to really thrive on any agent.
Yeah, he
he's
is
put
a
on.
really good flex. Him and a Hound. I think the other three are pretty like loyal to their role or specific agents, but we kind of see them always kind of like a wild card, just adapting to wherever is needed. Like I think if we ever saw any experimentation, I think it would be on those two like players, because Bannable, BeefStroganoff, and Cloud's role are so like concrete that I don't think much would come of it.
Yeah, definitely. And it will be interesting going into this pistol round since we have seen we've seen a lot of different things with the pistol rounds. We've seen Central fight for it and win, and we've seen Central try to fight for it and unfortunately lose. So we will have to see if we are able to win this pistol round and get that head start because it could really damage the mental of Eastern if we are able to pull off this pistol round. Looks like we are loading in. Both teams anticipating starting. So yeah.
Central unfortunately kind of just flip flopping between, which side they're on. They are going to be on defense, which, is one they gave a pretty strong beat on Corrode. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully they get a little bit more into the groove, because it feels like they keep kind of falling off when it comes to a lot of the things that they were excelling on in those first, like, 8-ish rounds.
Yeah. It looks like we are going in. Eastern looking like they're pressing up towards B. Hopefully we are ready for them when BeefStroganoff falls.
Looks like Bimmel did have a really good angle, but there's no one to back him up there, so it's going to be a really hard retake from Central's end. Bannable trying to clear every angle.
Yeah. Again, it becomes hard when you're all spread out. There's so many different angles you have to clear. It's going to take forever to come over and back up your teammate.
Yeah, and Bannable and Cloud now just don't have any space, even though they can
Yeah.
back each other up. So it doesn't really matter as much because they can't hit
Oh,
every single person.
yeah, and Bannable getting close, but not quite there. And yeah, very unfortunate, but it was just a slow round. We are expecting Eastern to win this next round, since they will have the better guns, but we can see if Central can shake some things up here.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see more of an adaptation into Central's buy because we've seen time and time again that Central cannot really do anything against. After Eastern wins the pistol, there's not much that they try to do, and they end up going really, really slow, which also, tips the balance in Eastern's favor. We're gonna see them go really fast with this weapons advantage. They are gonna push Hound immediately off. There is someone to back him, but
Yeah, hopefully they're able to play this well.
Central should not be the person to peek first, but they are gonna do so.
Why?
And
That makes no sense. We don't. Central's making some weird calls sometimes.
yeah, and so we're gonna see another just beating 1v1, one by one into this.
Yeah. We need this teamwork with this gun disadvantage, and we are just not seeing it.
Yeah, and this is not a favorable fight to take with a classic.
Yeah, Bimmel's somehow able to get out of that, but the question is, will anybody else Bimmel able to get out? Miller. He's 13 HP.
There's pretty much
Remaining.
almost no time left.
And
Able to put up a pretty good
Yeah.
effort. Definitely better than what I was expecting. But again, that round could have went so much better if we don't lose 2 players off the bat, because we're
Yeah.
pushing into the team that has to push into us. And that really only works when you have a rifle, when you have a plan.
Yeah.
Like, we were just doubled up there and just got too antsy and didn't want to wait.
yeah, we're noticing that. I noticed this a lot where Central starts with good patience, and as we keep playing, we forget to have that patience, and we're kind of noticing that here a little bit. But we should have more. This is our buy round, so we should have better guns here to do something.
I think Bannable's just gonna take that just to get no value out of it. And Eastern's gonna go really, really fast because Bannable doesn't have a gun for great close encounters, and that's why you can't really leave him alone. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why we keep seeing, like, leaving Bannable alone. Like, he does have better utility for self-sustaining, but that doesn't mean he can go against 4 people and always come
Yeah.
out alive.
Especially when he does have good guns, we need to remember that they can be so easily.
Yeah, we're gonna see Central just really fall apart on their buy round.
Yeah. Which is really unfortunate to see here. It's not giving a good start for CMU, and we're already going to let Eastern get a 3-round advantage.
Yeah, and this will put us on another save, so I fear that that gap will get bigger. Bimmel is able to get one, but, their economy is thriving right now, so that doesn't do much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bimmel finding one, but not really able to do much. So yeah, and then yeah, our economy is gonna hurt here because we were supposed to win that round, and yeah, now they're gonna have full buy. We're gonna have scrap. So this is gonna be hard for us here if we want to try to win this. Put our dent on the leaderboard. And it looks like CMU gonna again not really play together. It looks like we're kind of already spreading out.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna push right into this.
Yeah,
Again, pushing into the team that needs to push into us.
does
Really,
not make sense.
really confusing. And we're gonna see Bannable. Again, no one to back him up. He's pushing in.
Yep. Now he's hindered, so he can only do so much. And, wow, we are seeing very aggressive play here.
And we're being aggressive ourselves, so it's not.
Yeah, it's not
You
looking
can't fight
good.
fire with fire.
Yeah. Especially when we don't have the good guns here.
Yeah, I don't know why we keep insisting that we need to push or we need to take this fight. Like, we really don't.
Mhm.
We really don't.
Yeah. And now, again, CMU needs to just chill out and play together here.
Blinded.
I'm just gonna try and get some info. They're not exactly looking where they need to. And again, this gun is not good for close encounters, so this is going to be really hard for Cloud, especially in this high-low.
Yeah, and I don't think Cloud is going to get much out of here. Able to get one, but that was luckily closer than I thought it would be with us having such bad weapons. But yeah, really unfortunate. I'm hoping we can take some of that teamwork we saw at the end into this next round with us having better guns. But who knows?
The issue is, like, maybe that round could have been won, but again, we lose multiple players just in the first few seconds of the round because we're pushing for, like, an unknown reason.
Yeah, I do wonder if it's that first blood, us wanting to get that first. But again, we're on defense. We don't need that right away. We don't need to. We can let them walk into our angle. Looks like Central again kind of playing spread out, and that is very punished. Hound able to get one, but you gotta be careful here.
I have the spike.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times, like, Central isolates themselves, and if they do get out of it, it's mostly because of luck. And again, BeefStroganoff is alone there. There's no one to pick up a trade or anything to get him out, to flash. Like, we're just isolating ourselves and making it so much easier.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we are just falling and falling. It's so interesting because we see ourselves playing better together when we have worse guns. I don't know. We should be winning more of these fights. Our game was closer when we had worse guns. And now that we're finally even, we're not seeing this good teamwork that we saw last round even. So.
Then again, we're knife out. It's like we're not even aware of our surroundings anymore or what's going on because it's like there's still 4 players alive. That could put a player literally anywhere on the site. They could be leaving. They could be seeking you out. Like, it's just frustrating because I felt like we solved a lot of these problems going against other teams, but it feels like we are at like step 1 and have to relearn everything. So we're gonna call a timeout. But I'm not sure what they can do, especially going into another save round.
Yeah, they need to figure out some fundamentals here, and the question is, will they be able to figure this out? I do know that they have their coach watching, so if their coach is able to point out some of these things that they're not noticing themselves, that could be very good and help us get this little booster here.
I know, I hope Central does something different because the last few times we've called timeouts, we're not really seeing any changes to the way that we're playing or any different gameplay. Like, it's really frustrating. It feels like, you know, the timeout doesn't really change anything. And so we really hope that maybe an outside perspective looking in will be like, okay, guys, this is not working because we're not playing together. We're isolating ourselves. Like, it's just, the issue feels so apparent, but maybe it's like, you know, you're playing in-game. Maybe you get a little bit of tunnel vision. So it's kind of up to Spad there to point it out.
Yeah, definitely. And this could be just a situation that we haven't seen them on split a lot, so I am wondering if some of these issues are because of that. And wow, we are seeing so much aggression on both sides. Hound trying to do something, but getting traded. And interesting, Eastern trying to clear out this through the smoke. Luckily, nobody was there.
And it's just, you're looking at map positioning right now. Bannable is going the opposite direction of where all of the Eastern players have been spotted. You see Stroganoff fighting a fight by himself at half HP.
Yep.
And you're gonna see Cloud take first contact.
Yep.
Bimmel is doing something. Okay.
Okay. Bimmel popping off. Okay.
We are gonna see finally the first round on the board. So we did see a little bit more teamwork, but I was a little bit nervous about some of the other positionings, but we definitely saw it from Bimmel and Cloud there.
Yeah, definitely. And BeefStroganoff able to work off of that as well at the end. Trying to almost use himself as bait, so they did not expect that angle, which I really like to see, and we have seen it a little bit in the past. So yeah, well, we do get ourselves on the board. That timeout did something. We gotta keep up this momentum.
Yeah, and it just goes to show all they did there was not some dramatic change. All they did there is that 2 players on the team played a team game as a team.
Mhm.
Like it's just the fundamental, and I feel like it gets lost somehow when
Yeah.
you play Valorant, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and we are seeing some members of Central playing closer together, but not all of them quite yet, so.
Yeah, Hound is able to get one, but again, he's all alone here, kind of isolated.
Bannable was trying to come back him up, but not quite able to get that positioning in time.
Face your fear.
Kimmel and BeefStroganoff playing together though, so let's see if that can be beneficial. Okay,
One enemy
Kimmel
remaining.
able to hit that headshot. BeefStroganoff able to get one.
Kind of just ping-ponging the Eastern players off of each other.
Yeah, and again, wow, we see two members working together and they're able to find success in that. It really is sometimes that simple. So yeah, it does hurt a little bit that it's hard when you're in the moment, but to see that that will work.
Yeah, it's just, it's a lot easier to say, from an outsider
seconds
perspective,
left.
like the issues seem so,
Planted.
they seem, they seem so obvious, but it's not as obvious to the players because they're really caught up in the gameplay and, all the stimulation from all the sounds and the utility and the guns.
Yeah.
So it can be a little frustrating to watch, but, kind of in their position, it's a lot harder to recognize what's going on. And, that's the importance of Spat as a coach.
Yep. Definitely. So, yeah, now we're going and we are starting to put ourselves on the board. And we are starting to close that gap that we had forming. We just need to win 3 more rounds to tie it up, which is way less than what we have previously. So.
Yeah, it's not as big as a gap. I'm glad we're kind of stopping Eastern before they get too ahead. I honestly think without what we're doing, if we just keep doing it, like, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah. And it's showing that Eastern, even though they have been winning all these rounds against the rest of the competition here, they still are able to sometimes fall to Central, who has been more medium ground in all.
We're gonna immediately see 2 Central players fall again, though.
Yeah.
From just isolating themselves, Cloud and Bannable having no backup and pushing.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't. But you should have confidence, absolutely. But you should not always think that you're going to win a 1v1 like this.
We are seeing Bimmel popping off even without having teammates to really do anything.
It's a very, you can't always rely on your aim. So it's just so much better to have a person there. And it's just all the worse to have 2 players do it kind of within the first 10 seconds of the round. And though that puts the rest of the team in almost an impossible situation. They have no time. They don't have numbers. And then we're going to go into this next round again on a save.
Yeah.
So I would expect a call out pretty soon because I wouldn't want to call the timeout if, in 4 rounds. I would want to call it now. Be like, okay, we just made it work. How do we do that again?
Yeah. And I'm again noticing this aggression that we're having from CMU, just being a little bit too aggressive, and it puts us in weird spots sometimes. So, just hoping that we can see that not happen again.
Yeah, I mean, there's no problem with the aggression. It's just they're doing it alone. And I understand Bannable and Bimmel, when they play Chamber, they always want to go for the op or the outlaw or use their rendezvous. But it's like, you see, Eastern has always done high and low, holding angles. And they always peak in a way that is predictable, which makes it so much easier for Eastern. Honestly, maybe Bannable could TP to the other side of the choke and then hold it there. They're not looking there. But we're playing very textbook, and I'm sure Eastern, with all the experience they have, is really used to textbook. So I think being a little bit of a wild card would not be that bad of an idea. And we're going to see Bannable take a haunt there for no reason.
Yeah, again, it's just weird calls, especially that I'm seeing from Bannable. I just am wondering why we are choosing to take damage like this just to hold something for a little bit longer and then still die and not get anything beneficial out of it.
And so it's going to be a 2v5, not a single Eastern player fell, despite our efforts. And they're going to have 2 really devastating ults for retake when we go into the next few rounds.
And BeefStroganoff just not ready, unfortunately. And Darryn and Bimmel not ready as well. He's not expecting those angles and having nobody there to back them up or help.
I'm noticing that Central really plays these retakes like there's an even number, there's not that many, and it's like, no, there's 5 Eastern players still alive.
Mm-hmm.
They have so much space, and you have to be really wary. If you're gonna take like a 2v4 or 2v5, you have to be worried that they could be anywhere, and you're gonna use so much time clearing every angle because you have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm hoping that Central can change some things up, try something new, because it is now 7-2. We are creeping up towards the half and creeping up towards match point.
Glad we waited for the flash there before we peeked on getting out of there. That's what we want to see, a little bit more discipline. Like, okay, we're not going to win this fight. We need to back off. We didn't invest too much utility in that. And, you know, that's how an interaction should be, where, you know, we don't lose much or gain much.
Mm-hmm. We saw good teamwork there. 2 members standing together, so they were able to pick off that person.
We are going to invest in ultimate. We're not doing much. We're not doing much with it though.
Yeah. I think it really felt like it was just to slow them down a little bit, which isn't gonna probably be beneficial since Eastern hasn't died to the clock yet.
Looks like they're gonna invest in ult as well.
Yeah.
And Hound's gonna immediately be caught off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Bannable really needs to hurry up here because, you know, when players all get on the site, the flank isn't as detrimental. You want the flank to be while they're still in main. So Bannable's positioning has no more value than literally any other positioning. So it's just like, again, us being a little bit slower. And again, you know, Eastern having these really hard to break through all.
One enemy remaining.
Beef and Bimmel able to get one. Bringing this fight way more to our side.
We're gonna push 1 by 1, which is not what we want to see.
Yeah, and BeefStroganoff kind of taken off guard again. And yeah, why are we taking these 1v1s?
Yeah, if Bannable and Stroganoff came together, because usually they have utility left. The Central, you know, is very conservative with their util. They could have used literally everything out to get the exact positioning to get an advantage, but we still keep thinking that we're just going to magically win these 1v1s just because we want to.
Yeah.
And, you know, emphasis on team game. We're not really playing as a team. Like, it feels like we're all trying to be self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard because the agents are designed to bounce off of one another. And if we're not using it that way, we're not getting the full value out of it. So, yeah, looks like we are playing together how to trade there, but it is already looking kind of rough.
I'm not going to be completely alone here.
Spike down B.
Bannable is able to recover though.
Yeah.
But he's not looking at the, you know, angle he's right in front of.
Yeah. It's already a 2v2.
That Astro Roll is going to go down. It's not placed the best though. It is a little bit easier to get around it. BeefStroganoff's going to try his best to deny the plant. Really good movement there.
Nice.
And that's going to be, thankfully, another round on the board for Central. Yeah. It just shows, you know, use the utility, play together. Like,
yeah.
You know, they were stunned there, and they took advantage of it, and it's not complicated at all.
Mm-hmm.
Last round.
Definitely. So I just need to keep seeing that.
Need a drop.
It's just weird for Central to, you know, understand in a 2v2, like, oh, we need to play together, but in a 2v1, like, oh, let's just be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should transfer that mindset no matter the numbers, because we've seen them also, you know, give up like a 4v2 and stuff like that. So I think, you know, they just need to keep replicating that. Like, I think they should just ignore the environment, the stakes. Like, we're playing together no matter what.
Yeah, definitely. And we are seeing already some big things happening with Eastern.
I'm going to see 2 ults by Eastern. They're really
they want
dead
this
on
round.
getting this. I mean, it is the last round, so it makes sense to put everything you can into it, but just off the bat like that.
Yeah.
God is able to get both, so that's going to be 8-4 going in the swap. Central hopefully doing a little bit better on attack.
Yeah, we need to see some strong attack here from CMU if they want to catch up. And they do have the rounds, the amount of rounds that they have won versus Eastern. It is totally feasible to catch up. There is a gap, yes, but
It's only 4 rounds.
Yeah, and if we win pistol round, if we win the next round, then already that gap is closed and we only need to win 2 more. So it definitely is feasible here. But we also could see Eastern get ahead here. If Eastern wins this pistol round in the next round, it's going to be a lot harder for CMU to catch up with anything. So this pistol round is very important.
Yeah, it looks like Eastern is very doubled up in their defense here, and Central is not expecting that at all, and they're just going to be super aggressive.
Yeah. Crazy aggressive. Bannable giving that aggression back.
Yeah, we're going to have a trade. Both teams are kind of just backing out of that confrontation. They're going to regroup and go in the exact same direction as each other.
That is so funny. He's just going to have another head-to-head.
Bannable thankfully backing up there.
Yeah.
Cloud cleaning that up, taking first contact. We need
Another
to push them. There's going to be a lot of damage.
Oh, and this is going to
Just
be hard.
traded back and forth.
Okay, Cloud able to get that. There's so much back and forth here. It is crazy.
Honestly, there's so much time. They could just leave.
Yeah.
They could just go A.
Wow, some people very low on both sides. Bannable about half, and then we have 9. I think they got healed now. I can't remember. One of them was on 80.
Yeah, and that's gonna be
Very
pistol
close.
just like that, lost within a few seconds.
Yeah. And again, I sometimes notice that Central gets in these moments and they don't think, hey, what if they're being so aggressive on this side? What if we just go to the other side?
Yeah, like after that fight, all players are gonna rotate towards there. There was still about a minute on the clock.
Yeah.
It would have been feasible to just run.
Yeah.
And I don't think Eastern would have expected it until they get really close to the fight where the bomb goes down. So it's just, I don't know. We felt obligated to go to the site when, we don't have to. There's other options. And that kind of goes back to Bind where we didn't use teleporters that much. And I feel like, we just play this like it's a shooter and not, abilities and things like that.
And this round is going to be so much harder to win now that we do not have the full thing. It looks like we kind of force fight a little bit.
Yeah, which is, we haven't seen that from Central. So, yeah, playing out of the ordinary definitely can be nice. Bannable is thankfully not going to be alone for this round, but Stroganoff just immediately getting isolated just so they can rotate.
Yeah. And it looks like they're gonna go for it, but also looks like Eastern's predicting that very well. We might see some confrontations here.
Yeah, no hesitation to rotate, and that's going to be immediately taken apart. Bannable is able to get that, but there's only 2 Central players left.
Yeah, against 4, which is just gonna make it hard. And they know where CMU is. They're surrounding them.
And that's going to be that round, so they're only 2 away from match point.
Yeah, and this is gonna mess up CMU's economy even more since they tried to force buy. So now Central is gonna be stuck in this weird economy thing where they're gonna be able to like half buy. So we're gonna have to see what that entails as well.
Yeah, it was, it's just always unfortunate to try and figure out what to do with the economy because they either have to force again or save again, and that still kind of feels like giving another round to Eastern, but it's like,
What do you do there?
yeah, do you save for a full buy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you try something different?
Yeah, and just like that, we are calling a timeout, which I think is good because, yeah, we are. Eastern is very close to match point. That gap is getting bigger, and due to the whole force buying situation, it could get even bigger if we don't change some things up.
Yeah, and it's just, I feel like we're losing the team aspect again. It's just, it feels like such an easy solution because it really works when we do it. Like, we recognize, hey, our agents work really well together, and it's, we should keep doing that. Like, it's really working. And then it feels like we go back to trying to be, selfish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm hoping that this time out Central can regroup, figure something out, because it's coming down to the wire. Central needs to do something.
Taking that back.
And it looks like we are gonna go through mid a little bit. And Bannable already picked off. Hound trying to do something. Hound getting picked. It is already starting to fall apart for CMU.
Yeah, we really need to like minimize the amount of dry peeking that we have. Like
That one.
We have utility. We have to be using flashes because Eastern really loves holding angles, especially with multiple people, and it's really easy to break that up if you flash, if you send dog, or just anything to make the environment just slightly different.
We are able to. Okay. Oh, okay. We're getting a lot of back and forth here.
And so that's gonna be another round. So
Yep.
match point is just around the corner, and I don't think it's really setting in for Central yet.
Yeah, which could be detrimental. Detrimental. I
Yeah,
can't not say that word.
Detrimental.
Looks like we are able to. We have a little bit better of an economy now, at the very least.
Yeah, Bannable's gonna go for that rendezvous, and we're gonna have rifles on the board. So I hope we really understand that, hey, we have rifles. This is a really crucial round.
Yeah, especially since, again, we're keeping up towards match point. We want to prevent that.
Hound is able to thankfully get the first pick. We're gonna see that sky healing show so much value, kind of just erasing the damage that went there.
Yeah.
We're gonna see them thankfully just kind of go in together. It's better, definitely better to die together, but we're not checking a lot of the angles, and I'm noticing a lot of areas aren't smoked off.
What's also weird is, yeah, we saw that Eastern player take the same angle multiple times, and nobody adjusted for it. Yeah, so that was, we all just kind of let ourselves get pinched there. And now it is match point. If we lose this, then this is going into Eastern's hands.
Yeah, we are gonna thankfully have better of a buy than one would expect. We are still gonna have some rifles and, you know, some weapons that can do really well, especially with headshots, but Central really just has to play unpredictably. It looks like we're just gonna try and wait for this push, but the push isn't gonna happen.
Yeah. And I do have to say, Eastern is really keeping CMU on their toes by changing up their game plan. So it is, Central keeps not knowing how to adapt.
I feel like Central is again going to dry peek this, and it's like there's no reason to.
And I almost feel like they're about to do it again.
Yeah. And it's just, it shouldn't
take that many people to get one person off of that.
We have, you know, we have the Skydog. We should be using that early to be like, okay, who's nearby? We know they like to sit in corners. We know they like to hold angles. Like, let's figure out what's happening. Honestly, like, in the future, maybe we could substitute, like, one of our roles. Like, we could put Bimmel maybe on an initiator and just kind of leave the chamber pick. Because we really need more information, and we are really hesitant to get it.
Yeah. And just like that, we are, again, not checking our angles, not expecting them to be there, and we're getting.
And so that's gonna be map 2. We were able to get one map in tonight.
Yeah.
Before playoffs, so hopefully we got the practice we were hoping for.
Yeah, and I do hope that this gives Central hope. We saw that we were able to win a map against the second strongest in the league right now, and we were putting up a good fight. It was just our fundamentals, our teamwork was a little bit lower than Eastern's, but we showed that we were able to get into Eastern's head. And I think going in with that information into playoffs is really good to have. So, yeah, I'm excited for it, but this is like our season is over. It's just playoffs now. Playoffs is happening a couple weeks from now. So stay tuned. Follow our Instagram if you want more details about that. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys later. Do you have anything else?
Nope. Have a good night.
Right. Yeah. Cool. See ya.